Let's stop talking about Trump. We talk about him too much. We want to tell people what we're going to do for them. Yeah. Healthcare, environment, those kind of issues. For example, I've seen you on TV a lot in the last couple of years. I know everything you know or that you tell us about the Russian situation. I don't have a clue what you think about healthcare. I've never heard it. Yeah. I don't know whether you're for Medicare for all or improve Obamacare or get a chicken. I don't know what.
Well, we know that this whole smear on Joe Biden comes from the Kremlin. That's been clear for well over a year now that they've been pushing this false narrative about the vice president.
Days ago, we showed you Bill Maher unloading on Adam Schiff with a level of blunt force that rattled an already crumbling Democratic landscape. Now we're diving straight into part 2. A deeper, harder look at Schiff's endless double standards and his full-blown Trump obsession that seems to spiral every time his name surfaces. This is where the cracks in his political armor burst wide open, revealing patterns he's managed to mask for years. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, now's the time. Because what's coming next will make the chaos.
Was always of the opinion, number one, that the Office of Legal Counsel opinion that you can't indict a sitting president was wrong.
Oh, good.
That, in fact, you can indict a sitting president. I think there are prudential reasons not to try someone who's the president of the United States, but particularly when there's any risk of the statute of limitations running. If the president commits a crime, they should be indicted, and you should stay prosecution. So, But frankly, I had no expectation that that would be the course Mueller would take, even if the evidence supported it, because he is fundamentally conservative. And I don't mean left-right conservative, but he was going to follow the established policy. He was not going to make new ground. So I didn't think it was realistic to expect that he would indict the president. And those that did, I think, were unrealistic in their expectations.
Surrounding the Office of Legal Opinion look mild compared to the meltdown that's on the horizon. Look closely at how Adam Schiff turned indicting Donald Trump into something almost ceremonial, taking a political disagreement and inflating it into a personal crusade that consumed his entire public persona. He applauds Joe Biden on cue and melts into theatrics every time Trump so much as exhales. But is that really the leadership America needs right now? A leader who clings to the party line while ignoring the problems piling up in his own backyard. All while pretending every move he makes is some grand act of justice.
This was our big gun. Now it just looks like you're stalking him. I think in the eyes of the people who don't follow it that closely, which is most of the country, here's the thing about Bob Mueller. He's like the last person, maybe the last thing in America that left and right agreed on. Left and right basically agreed. This is a guy of honor. This is an honest guy. This is an honest broker. Whatever he says goes. Americans are not into details. Don't read it to me, Bob. Just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. The fact that he was like, if you couldn't impeach before, how are you going to impeach?
In a moment when the country is struggling to stay steady, figures like Schiff don't move America forward. They pull it further apart. And in his world, accountability only flows one way. Shield Democrats. Hammer Republicans, no matter the cost. You're probably asking why any of this matters. Picture the clip in your mind. Because we're about to dig deeper into the reality behind his political performance. Did you catch Bill Maher calling Adam Schiff a Trump stalker? Because that's exactly the way he came across.
Here's the awful dilemma that we face. If we don't impeach him, that sends a message that this kind of conduct, this obstruction of justice, this kind of willing use of the help of a foreign adversary, all the lies and cover-up, that this is non-impeachable. At the same time, if we do impeach him, and he is acquitted as he would likely be acquitted, then the message is those are not impeachable offenses. At the end of the day, Bill, there's only one way to deal with this problem, whether we impeach him or not, and that is to vote his ass out of office.
Chasing impeachment like a man consumed, brushing past nuance, caution and common sense in pursuit of one mission: take down Donald Trump at any cost. Even after the Mueller investigation failed to deliver the explosive proof Schiff kept hinting at, he pushed the Russia narrative with undying enthusiasm, treating every rumor like revelation and every camera like a stage light. What started as political opposition turned into a full-blown fixation, a performance that doubled as a career strategy. And now Maher is beginning to peel back those contradictions.
Talking about Trump, we talk about him too much. We want to tell people what we're going to do for them. Yeah. Healthcare, environment, those kind of issues. For example, I've seen you on TV a lot in the last couple of years. I know everything you know, or that you tell us, about the Russian situation. I don't have a clue what you think about healthcare. I've never heard it. Yeah. I don't know whether you're for Medicare for all, or improve Obamacare, or get a chicken. I don't.
Trust me, there's much more beneath the surface, because Schiff's priority was never the truth itself. It was the show. Schiff's mission has never looked like fairness or truth. It has always looked like removing Donald Trump from power and elevating the candidate he preferred, wrapped in the costume of a fight for democracy. Look closely, and it becomes painfully obvious. Schiff was fueled by partisan ambition, not patriotic duty. If his case were truly airtight, why did he start predicting a dispute before the trial had even begun? Because he wasn't investigating, he was performing. He was measuring the optics, crafting the narrative, and betting that the spectacle would overshadow the substance.
Paul, we know that your life has been turned absolutely upside down because you were accused of spreading Russian disinformation. Tell us about the last few years and what led you to file this lawsuit.
Good morning, Carly. Thanks for having me on the show. Well, the last couple of years have been pretty tough. It was pretty quick out of the gate that I was labeled a hacker. And then after Adam Schiff and 51 intelligence experts decided to pen a letter and tell the rest of the American people I was a Russian asset, things have kind of...
This wasn't a constitutional duty. It was political theater, a scripted production designed to win applause from the Democratic base. And this is exactly the point where Bill Maher steps in and rips the mask off entirely. Bill Maher has a talent for cutting straight through political spin. And he did it again with one question that hit Adam Schiff right where it hurts. For 7 years, Schiff built his entire public identity around portraying Trump as a political monster, repeating the same orange man bad refrain until it became his whole brand.
Well, we know that this whole smear on Joe Biden comes from the Kremlin. That's been clear for well over a year now that they've been pushing this false narrative about the vice president and his...
But Maher asked the one question Schiff could never afford to face. If voters reject Trump, why should they turn around and vote for Schiff, or any Democrat? What does Schiff actually offer, besides endless attacks? That single question exposes the problem. Without Trump as his permanent villain, Schiff's persona collapses. He looks like a politician with no real vision, no new ideas, and no sense of forward leadership. And when the Hunter Biden laptop controversy erupted, Schiff's moral posturing evaporated. Instead of demanding transparency,
people who are not ideologically captured by either side. I am tired of the extremes and the extremists who dominate the debate. They have the megaphone, and we hear them more, but I don't think they represent what most people in the country talk about. I think almost any issue, you could actually come up with a reasonable middle.
He defended Hunter immediately and dismissed anyone who dug deeper, even criticizing the repairman involved in the story. Too many, it showed once again that Schiff's loyalty is tied to party interests, not national accountability. I have to give credit to John Paul Mac Isaac, even while being smeared, mocked, and dragged through the mud, he still kept his sense of humor. Even jokingly calling Schiff Schiff, which honestly fits the moment. Schiff didn't just bend the truth. He reshaped it to fit the political script he wanted to sell. In a healthy democracy, A whistleblower like John Paul should have been protected, heard, and treated with seriousness. Instead, Schiff went on the attack, launching a full-blown character assault and suggesting, without evidence, that he was tied to a Russian plot. The media echoed the narrative, turning an ordinary repairman into a villain simply because he uncovered the wrong laptop at the wrong political moment. Schiff wanted that truth buried.